Anyways, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Let's say the last screen was getting a little, but I had to make a new screen because the old screen went to crap. So, anyways, let's continue building. Sorry about that. It looks like my TV's back up. It was getting a little bit fussy to say the least. This is why I actually had to leave there for a brief second. I try not to leave for too long if that happens. Just don't ask why it's like that. I will fix that. Okay, indeed. And keys buffering again. Once again. Well, frick the TV. So you have a chat message. I am not able to read it at this time. I do apologize. If that happens again, I'll probably have to reschedule the stream. Because I'm not going to work when it's like that. I'm not working when it wants to be like that. First of all, I don't think this looks very good. Yeah, that's close. That's pretty close. 313. We aren't gonna add the overly complex version. Half. Or let's just make up a price like 415. 415. I need to invert the sign to throw that one out. And then add the back sign. And then this is where we go into the real Octotronic sign and we actually do some edits. Since this is a bit older, might as well make the sign a little yellow. Control C, Command V, and on that. Then Control V. That's better. It looks a lot more older, you could say. And then now it's got the fluorescent bulb. It's got the fluorescent. This is a foot flower. Flower for fluorescent. That's easier. And then one make things a little bit more yellowed. And light the sign up a little more. And the other like the front. Then we add in the real lights. Real lights in. Now, how do you feel about that yellow? I love your goods. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right here is one of the older style signs. If you don't see where I got the diesel text from, I got it from this sign right here. Now we're on to the main building. Well, the reason why I'm calling it the main building is because, and this is the very rare time where we actually start out with the building first, then the canopy. This is one of the very special exceptions. You know, because of how it's laid out, the reason why I'm starting out going first is how it's laid out. I'll make the exterior, but not the interior yet. Where's the pumps I'm just gonna steal? I'll steal from my model. Or we actually have one right here. Here that we can steal. I like to borrow from my models. Now let's add in our older concrete. Then add, of course, we're gonna use red. Red here, considering of the line. I couldn't read the live chat for a little bit because I don't know what's going on there for a brief bit. But whenever the screen kept glitching out, to the point where I restarted it, and it's working better now. I do apologize about that. I wish that did not happen. It was the only choice I had. And we know on the highway it has a brick like this. This on the back. Nope, I'm gonna warn you now, this is gonna be a very, very small Iconics. This is why I'm actually gonna not make it fly. Then we're gonna make this brick. Make good models. I also make realistic lights. Good. In fact, I'm pretty interested in that. Right here is where we stop with that wall because we need to add the entrance. With the entrance, I add a gap. That way I put the doors on, and we're actually going to repeat this same step. Because remember, small gas station. Because it's size gas station. Normally I start out with the gas pump canopy, and then the building, but we're actually going in reverse order due to how this is laid out. And I'm not going to do the manual doors again, like I didn't got look at Yes Way. We basically talk about how we're doing this gas station, for example. And now we add in the middle piece. This is the piece that separates the windows from the door. And I do apologize, it's going to be pretty narrow. That's on purpose, because of how small it's going to be. And I still want a full kitchen in here. Like a little kitchen. It's not very big. So the doors will follow it on the left side here, or if you're looking at from this side, the right hand. Just like other strings, it's going to be metal like always. It's actually going to be marble like always. We're going to paint this. I meant marble there for a second, not metal. And now this is where we add the doors. I used to like to add the doors before the windows, usually. And let's see, we have a flat gap. We can just fill that in and we can paint the door. Definitely do that right now, since we're still doing it. So, I don't want to play SpongeBob, I'll play NCS. We'll play this track.
Waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't
don't usually play
Through the
music on
wastelands, through
stream,
the highways,
but I'll do it
till my
anyway.
shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and
Want me to play music? It'll be copyright free. I don't want to copyright.
on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't
Just get carried
played.
along before you get
No,
to
I don't want no
then we
rest.
get the function.
Echoing
I think
around
this is
these
the song we have
walls,
to have it
fighting
done
to
with
create a
right
song.
music back.
I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun
I'm not gonna
rays.
play that.
And
Get a copyright strike.
we'll go.
I actually don't want that.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on.
If you want me to play music, it has to be copyright free. I need that extra free, that extra, that MPS version.
And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
When it meets there uneasily, we can just fill that in correct. That way it's the same. And then we fill this whole thing up with grass. Now we need to actually get another track. Remember, copyright free only. I don't want to say copyright free.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the
And
sky.
it's music, they have to be
We are
copyright free.
heroes
I don't want to talk to
tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Want that?
Town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Then now we add in our ranking, which will put the Occupying's ranking after we do camp when we're doing like a campy. But we know the default Occupying killer is dark blue. Now we can do the gas pumps. The reason why I actually did the building first is because of the design. I think it's going on here. It looks something like this. Where we're gonna have to have canopies coming out. And the pumps are more like this. I hate what Roblox did in their update. Since now I have to turn it to 90. Or for it to eat perfectly straight. Or I'd rather. Here's our one reason talking you paste it over. We need to actually shorten this, that way make our pole. Our little pole. And red is a fire lane, for anyone that does not know that. We're actually going to make the poles longer because of the building. That way it's more realistic. And then we're going to have to repeat the same step around here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. I think we can put 4 in here, I think. 3 and 4. There'll be 4 pumps. And we just take all this and then port it over to the other side. Port it over onto the other side. Parking will be on this back side here. It's got the little plate. And now this is where we want our poles to meet. We want our poles to meet the building. But not go inside the building. So kind of get in this area here. But that means it's turning in the building. You don't want that. So once again, we want to put these on this corner. Move this one right over here. And then our final one right over here at the corner. This might be a little awkward, so I'm gonna warn you. I'm gonna add the other side right here. Side number 1. Side number 2. Once again, we don't want it going in the store. Right in the store. Eventually I'll cover the walls in plaster, that way. And then we have a little gas station kind of like this. First, you already know what Brandon is spiky. Play copyrighted songs, please. Absolutely not. In fact, don't spam that. Because if I do that, I'm probably gonna get screen taken down. And I absolutely don't want that. So, please don't bring that up. Then we have our roof here, finally. Or canopy roof, rather. Oh my god. Chill. You're right, Alexa Flying Fan. You need to chill out. Because I'm not going to play copyrighted songs on screen. Because I'm not going to... I don't take spam. See, we really don't want like it being super short. We want to go in stages. I know the old design would be blue. Just for something new, we're going to go with something a little bit more contemporary. Add in the sandwich style canopy with the Autumn logo meeting right here. With the Autumn logo meeting right up there, plus another layer. Looks really then add our black. Add in our black, and this is what our canopy looks like. Cosmerian, no, please stop spamming. Once again, I don't take too kindly to that, but I can't manage it on screen here due to now we can now get Auditronics branding. Auditronics on this right corner. Metal. This will kinda make it kinda blend in. Gonna add the Auditronics logo here on the corner. Auditronics. And then finally, Auditronics on this corner. We won't put one on the back because Bob, just enjoy the stream, stop spamming. That's right. Please don't spam on stream. I actually don't take very kindly to that, but I can't manage it at the moment because I'm not gonna just pop on stream and delete messages. Hopefully you're still building this on time. Bob, don't swear on screen. In fact, I don't want to moderate you on screen. In fact, I'm doing that right now, actually. So I don't like to actually pop in. So we're actually gonna pop in on my PC. Hopefully you're still building this on time. Popping in on my PC. Bob, don't swear on screen. Put user in timeout. I don't want to moderate you on screen. There you go. I'm doing that right now, actually. So I don't like to actually pop in. So we're actually gonna mute myself on that one that way. I did time him out that way. But if he does that again, I will ban him from chatting here for like a month. And I don't want to ban people unless I have to. Thank you. You're welcome. And I don't usually step in on stream, but if I have to, I will. We're not going to put pump mongers in because that would be a waste of time. Now right here you have the convenience store inside. But before we can actually start building inside, we need plaster. So we're just going to use the ceiling here as an example. start dropping in the plaster. Eventually I'll cover that up with a little red. With a little red. Which I'll show you in the images. Once we get all the plaster in here done. We're gonna make the plaster pretty thick. Putting in some plaster. What's different though, we're not doing it on a kid-friendly screen. On here, however, I wanted to be kid-friendly. Right here we are building our plaster wall. Or if we could just plaster this whole back wall. Plaster this whole back wall on concrete. So I'll show you the interior design once we get all the plastering in. Since the walls inside will probably be made out of plaster. In my chance. But in here I'm gonna leave blank because I need to actually put. I'm making a British Petroleum right now. That's good. Keep trying. Just try your hardest. I know what BP stands for. British Petroleum. The back wall there we're gonna leave blank because I'm gonna add the drink coolers. I'm gonna add the coolers in. And I don't usually plaster my stores. I usually leave it with brick, but just to make this one a little bit more realistic, just why not just put plaster in. Make sure I get ends right there. Then add in our. Okay, that is all our plaster except for that wall. Now I'm gonna show you the images. Darn, 8 viewers. That's pretty good. Now we actually need to look at the. So the reason why we're on Google Maps is to show you what I mean. This is why I'm showing you why I'm not adding plaster on the back. And it's because of this. Oh yeah, Old Style TV. I will add that. Plus Old Style menu board. So what we're gonna do, and we're gonna cut out, is we're actually gonna use more like a fluorescent tee, like more fluorescent version. Now we'll add our lighting, but before we do that, we need to actually make a wall right here. We're gonna put a wall in this area. Area here, got like we put a kitchen in. I want consultations in every town. No. Not really in every town, but it seems like it. But it seems like it. Right here, we're gonna actually add a door, unless we can somehow find that's more accurate. We can somehow find. I can't, so oh well. We'll just put in. I can't get the pizza carousel. I don't have that at the time. I don't have it. It really sucks. Because if I have it, I do like the old CRT screen. I do too. which will actually put one right where it is, right in the corner once we add that backdrop. And here would be where your kitchen is. What I always like to do is put a counter right here, like a countertop that's metal. Adding like a metal counter. Metal. You can change the color to silver fossil type. I actually like it when it kind of goes out a little bit. That way, it looks a little better. On his back. Okay, Bob. Please don't press the electric rain fan. Well, that's good. You probably like the screen, where we do actually put lights in. Or if we're going to actually put the lights all the way back, because all the way to here. And we're actually going to do a line. No, we're going to probably use like a fluorescent T style. Kind of like a square. Gonna just bring this light down. And then make this neon. Look at that color. It'll be more like a darker light in there. So this is light number 1. We're gonna put floor light and what I do too with it. You see, we don't want something like that going in the kitchen. And I don't do it like that. We put one on the left, and it's more of a fluorescent color. And make it 0.5. Then we do the same thing, except we put one on the right. And then finally, we put one on the bottom. Thankfully, 16 will probably work for the size. 1, 2, 3. And now we'll actually add in our freezers first. So at the top, I will put the branding stuff around it. It's stuck in the kitchen in this area because I would rather leave that unbranded in there. This is where the fire control panel is, where I'm gonna put it anyway. Now let's add in our freezers, drink coolers. Drink cooler, we like to call them, as we like to call it. Okay, I actually like to use this one instead. Seems a bit more realistic. And while we're bringing it outside, let me see the cover. We don't want the cover getting painted. Then we're going to pull it out. We're going to paint this in black. Black to match. Already really black. Pink door. They see that's a cat, and we don't want to paint that. So, right here's our drink cooler. Learn something new with the point lights. It's actually surface light, for anyone curious. And I use those because they're way more realistic, in my personal opinion. And right here we're adding in the drink coolers. We put it right there. Now we're actually going to clone it by hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we'll put the wall around it, that way. But we're going to leave the top spot vacant. We're going to fill in the top spot, and then we'll put that little wrap around it. This is where the CRT will go all the way in the back. I'll have act as a security camera, but I can't strict it because I'm not a stricker unfortunately. I've been watching this for like 30 minutes. Wow. Now that's so cool, that is. Thank you. It's still in the process of being built. Now we're adding in our little walls. That way we have coolers. Now we'll expand our lighting. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it'll end right at the cooler. And then we continue with this other light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know there'd be about 6. 6 per, 6 per row. And then we'll add some lights in the kitchen. 1, 2, and 3. We only need 3 lights in the kitchen. Now we'll add in that wrap. What I like to do is we start out with black. Black 1. Black number 2. Black number 3. And these got black number 1, so we have the black wrap around it. I'll make my screen, at least when it comes to chat. Well, maybe it was after that Bob. Now we repeat the same process with the gray, with the woody, with the wood style, which is like this. Kind of something like this. Where we use Nougat, and we use wood obviously to match. But we want our band to be the same size. Try and subscribe. You should. Right where the pizza area is where I'll put a CRT at. Now we add our red. We know I can cause the Myra box of Casey's, but and then we add in our red band. We change that to a more of a plastic. Which you know has a gradient, but I'm not gonna do that. So it's not bleeding out through the brick building. And then finally, we'll add our last band. And with that, we have our bands in there. We actually saw on that side it says, "Thank you for shopping at Casey's." And how would I know that? But before we do that, we need to actually add our CRT in that corner. We will have to use like a... We can just put it in the wall, because why not? Just forever. And we're actually going to use the 2-in-1, because I think that's small enough. We're going to use our 2-in-1 units. We're not going to use the VCR combo ones. We're going to use the dual ones. This is CRT TV. If we make this 0, we rotate it to where we want it. And we want it in this back corner. I can aim down, count it down, and then mount it right in the wall, making sure it's not going through the plaster. Sure it isn't going to bleed out through the plaster. Now you have a CRT TV in there. Now we'll actually add our little things in. So like, we wouldn't add the belly, we just call this drinks. We don't currently have the font for it, but we can use something to get closer. We don't want it like that small. We want something kind of like this. White, just to match it, match the contrast. Drinks. Things like that again, that's all capitalized. This looks a bit weird. Want it to eat kinda close as possible, but can be alternated as necessary. And we know it's all caps, so drinks, finalize, you just leave mounted where it is. We can bring this towards like the middle. We'll force him. Now this gives me flashbacks to an old 80s store. You're kinda right, maybe. Drinks. And on this wall, we're actually gonna put "Thanks for shopping Autumn-Chronics." Because remember, Autumn-Chronics is Casey's in a nutshell. And our thank you text. Thank you for shopping Autumn-Chronics. And then we'll add in the same thing on this side. Then add our and then make the text white. Thank you for shopping at Autumn-Chronics. Center that text. Want to eat kind of roughly, so maybe put it on this wall here. Thank you for shopping Autumn-Chronics. So we know the cash register is actually right behind the kitchen here. So that means we can add a register, which is also red. That's a first. We're gonna make it as small as possible. Put it in this corner here and paint it red. But to continue, we actually need to bring it outside. We're actually gonna bring it outside where we can add in our little blocks, our little tables here. We're gonna probably add something outside, that way something on the outside here, that again and negate it. So, then when we go into like then add in the other bricks, the other parts. Now we're actually gonna union this with trace our cutouts, and that's what we want. Then you have something like this. Now we're gonna add our glass. Just like with that one, what our glass is kind of a shade of blue, which will show the best. Then make the interior glass 0.67 be preferred. Take that into the thing. And then the Jenkins, that way. Yes, I will put it. Now we need to put this back in. And then we'll add in the countertop. We'll add in the countertop in. If we can just take it out of the plaster. We don't want it to go down. We need this instead over. This is just the countertop for the cashiers. That way, they don't have to, like, have to try to reach over. Work on the red. And the Marvel Maxic board is what we want in this case. Of course, this is where you have your like stuff. We'll put novelty stuff behind there. I believe we have store shelf stuff like it. It's kind of like it somewhere. Let me try to find it. Maybe it's in the. Maybe it's not in no way. Definitely not in here. Yeah, quick trip? Nope. So we're gonna have to build the shelf ourselves. So we're actually gonna build our own shelves for this area. We'll paint them like a kind of like brick yellow metal. And we don't want it bleeding out. This is where we're adding our stuff. Right on the bottom here is where we put our bottom shelf. Very bottom. Shelf number 1. Shelf number 2. Shelf number 3. Shelf number, there are 4 shelves, including the very bottom one. And then we'll add in our cash registers. This is always a necessity when you have a countertop like this inside your local gas station building. It's large enough where you could probably get away with the size. 1, 2. 2 cash registers. Right up here is where we actually have our menu board. It's right up here. We're gonna add in a little menu board thing. We're taking a piece of the facade. We're taking a piece of our facade. Making it over. We don't need it very big. Just something like that. Then this is where you put all the specialty item stuff. Where you put the items at. And color black. And then we need to make our menu board. This is where paint.net comes into our favor here. Make the size like this. And then add in our black. And then this is where we add our piece of black. And then we add our little grading, our bands. Or like a nougat. Or kind of like this. And then we add our red. Blend. We want something kind of like this in this case. Looking at our gradient tool. And something like this is fine. No, avocado will sell pizza like Hastings. I don't know what the thing is. This is where we're gonna probably stick to health because it's easier. We're also gonna add rock shadow. Rock shadow. This one is supposed to be why I think. Pizza. The rock shadow. Pizza. I forgot who makes the winning traffic signals. Video. I think I do, but I haven't made one in a while. Pizza. Now this is where we add our red. You don't want a very bright red, you want like a dark red. Then add in our and then here we have our little red board. We're actually gonna divide this in half. Right in half. Right down the middle. And we're gonna fill these in with black. Then we'll add in our menu options. So like breakfast. And just pizza on the I know it's gonna get very small. I believe the flex hat casings is like $2.99. Burrito. A burrito here is breakfast. Hence why it's in the breakfast category. I'm gonna say it's probably about $3.99. Then our sandwich. Using the later installed maybe about $4.50. Then on the pizza side, $2.99. Then our penny plus, I don't know how much it costs. We'll make it $8. $8. Then our hot crust for about, I'm gonna make it $12.99. Then that's our menu board. Menu board. Save. Now we're back in the studio here. Now we add in our menu board. Export. We don't need it that long. Again, you have kind of like a building like this. But this has no kitchen, which let's add that next. Or for kitchens, I like to use these three models because it's a bit easier. If I can't make appliances, so we need a special kind of fridge. A special kind. This is freezerless. Now we wheel it in the Automatics. Then bring it in. We need to make this 90. Here's a fridge. A fridge. Now we need an upright refrigerator set. This is where we could sell milk. Milk in the store. We don't need a freezer. We only need a refrigerator. Look at it come and go. Right over here is where I'm going to put the fountain. This thing's kind of big, so we'll put it actually back here. Right where the dairy product, right where you see your products. Your other products in there. And now we add our stove. It won't be a commercial stove. And of course, since they light say, or you need to save up gas, well, let's go with electric. Not that kind. We're probably gonna go with black stove because you have to match the kind of match the store theme. To match the theme of the store. But if I do this, I actually have to like move the stove out a little bit because if the microwave opens kinda wide. So I could solve this problem by moving the fridge to the left here. Then our range microwave, special kind we use. The special kind. Designed for kitchens like this. Then we take this in the middle. You see it's flipped like that. You want to flip it back over to where it's facing you. Then we put in our microwave. This is where we can put in our dishwasher. That's always a necessity here. And you can put it in a folder there. Then we're gonna choose this one. And then this is where we need a kitchen sink. Sink with garbage disposal. Sink with garbage disposal, that's what we want. We want that in a restaurant, a gas station like this. Once again, we're actually not going to do this one, or we're going to go with metal to match it a little bit. And then this is where we don't put it near the dishwasher. Which I can easily go the cover piece for that. A little cover up. There's a garbage disposal too. This hygiene is always important. I can't add bathrooms in here because of how small it is. Then we're going to add in the little buffer here. A little buffer zone. That like the dishwasher doesn't get water damage. And then we're actually going to make this wood. Make it the nougat color. Color to match the recipe established. To match the gas station. Outside, eventually I'll get to the lighting outside. Eventually, we'll need to put up canopy lighting. Now, this is where we add our countertop. This is where we add our countertop and overlay it on top of the dishwasher. Where we can have to kind of extend. And then make the countertop white and metal. That way the dishwasher is protected. This is where our fire alarm panel would go. Now let's add the cells. If we did already add one, the cells are just going to steal from the Sockentronics. You can sell kind of like that. Then we're going to put our selling units. Then we don't want it like that. We want it more vertical. So we add it in increments. And you don't need it to extend all the way. Why? You have doors right there. 1, 2. We have 2 on that side. And add in some more shelving units. 1, 2, 3 up to the counter. 3. I'm leaving that area open, that way I can add like something. That way I can add in like shelving. 1, 2, 3. Back here is where we're going to put our fountain at. We don't really want to cover that one up, so we can just move that over or down. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. We're gonna have to stop because the refrigerator eventually will need us. Unless somehow we speak through that, we're not gonna be able to. So I'll just add stop here. That way you can get across. Now we'll add our counter. Now we'll add our fountain counter. We know that color. Then make it metal. Make it wood. And then the countertop would be a metal one to the fountain drink. Notice it does kind of overlap. You can actually increase it, that way you can meet it. That way it'll meet evenly. Also, and then metal. Again, we'll get our fountain drink. Then we'll get our soda fountain, or we can use like soda dispenser, but that wouldn't be very accurate. But we'll use this one. Hello? Please don't come in when I'm streaming.
I'm just sorry I hadn't seen you since I got home from work. I just wanted to say hi and see how you were doing.
Sorry about that. I'll have to edit that out. Once I get to it. We've been live for over an hour. We have the soda fountain machine. I'll have to edit that out in the processing. When I go to actually download the stream, that way I can actually, like, fix it up. We have our pizza. We'll worry about the essence signs once we put the canopy lining up. This is our next step. Remember, we don't need to put lining right here. Right in the middle here. All we need is to put it on the sides where the gas pumps are. We're gonna make them as tiny as possible, because that's how. Then we're actually gonna try to mount them equivalent to the LED, with an LED canopy lighting. And then add in the neon. This is our LED. Then add our circus light. Thankfully, we don't have to do the same thing in the store because this is just an outdoor unit. Gonna make it 40, again 0.5. But this is where we can actually just extend it. Yes, that's not gonna work very good. Group of models. Then we're actually gonna clone it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 lights in each. Since we need to do it on 4 sides, we have to do it again before we reach the store. On each side, that roughly amount to about 24 lights. Then we just skip that one, and then the line, and then the lights. Now there's the lights. Now this is my favorite part, adding the fire alarms and essence signs. Essence sign. We can just use like a generic because that'll be fine here. It's just a little gas station anyway, so just a little casings. And we don't want a double-sided unit or battery backup. We don't want like that size right there. We just want something about this size. Now we go inside and we add our side. You see it'll overlap. This is why I sometimes shrink them. Which I don't want to do that unless I have to. As it's noticed the door side coming up. And there's a little gap. My safety, that's always good here in a place like this. Or you just probably age the sign a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and age the place sign. Age the sign out, like brick yellow. It looks a little bit old. That way it's a little old. Make it kind of something old. Not super old. It's still an LED sign. If there's a fire on that one side, so you go out one side's doors. We know I'm gonna have to thin this one. Make this one a little bit thinner, that way. Doesn't have to like stick out. Do the same thing on the other side. At least there's some exit signs out. You need your way out. Let's actually center them near doors. And here is where we've had our fire alarm panels. But might as well add a second panel, because just in case the gas bulbs catch fire and you're not able to get in there for any reason. We're actually going to make it black to match the store. And match the store a little bit. This is like a real panel's gonna go. Put in our real panel. Yes, we're gonna have to remove doors because, number one, they don't really work too well when the doors are just on it. Then at our command center, which will put in here. And once again, remove door because we can't add that on there. And now this is where we add, and then this is my favorite part, putting the fire alarms wherever I want. Generally outside I like to use bells. Bells because they're really loud. If they're louder. So we're going to use this bell. I like to actually wrap the bells around the building. So there's a fire, the fire department knows. We can go into our system. We can go into Prepper Heals. NAC 1. Speakers. Paste into our original location. Our fire bell. That's fire bell number 1. Fire bell number 2 would be right here. Fire bell number 2. We aren't gonna add one on that side, but it should be more in the where the pumps are. Gonna add one there. And what I like to do is actually adjust the coding. That way it's on like mark time. You can now here. That's what the remote panel is, basically. The annunciator. Here at the cash register. That way if there is a fire will sound. And I believe this one got newer alarms. Specifically the System Sensor L series. L series on the inside. Outside they're still using like older systems. Like older fire bells. And it's always nice to have like horn strobes inside. And then we'll add one in the kitchen. It's just instructor work. There isn't a horn, so we don't want one that without a horn. We're not gonna use these. Go for low quality. Old and new. That's what my school has. Well, that's good. That means you have old and new. So, the fire alarms in here are newer than the ones outside. It's always nice to have fire safety. In case you know the gas pumps come on. In case the gas pumps caught on fire. Again, in here we're gonna add a horn strobe. Which I believe is still pretty old. This is still old. But still system sensor. It's still system sensor, I believe. I believe it's a system sensor mass. It's a mass system. It had always been system sensor with the system sensor mass. They're still using the system sensor mass in the building. In the kitchen because it's louder than the other alarms. Taken to our original location, and this is where we test our fire alarms. Make sure everything's working before we add the pole stations. And the lights will get better when they go in the future. 3, 2, 1. This might be loud. It looks like the sticky sensor L3 doesn't work. One's not sounding. Look cooler. Sure, they do look cooler. So it looks like we'll have to remove those alarms that are defective and we'll just replace them with the sticky sensor mask. It's honestly one of my favorite alarms. This is honestly one of my favorite fire alarms. You heard the horn? I think that's the sticky sensor mask. Mass horn going off. Let's see. We could hear the mass, I think. We want kind of louder fire alarms on the inside. You are a fire alarm, right? That's probably good for this case. You know, the gas pump catches on fire. How about we put it on continuous? Just to mess around with it. 3, 2, 1. This might be loud. Man, that's loud. I think what I'm gonna probably do is actually put masks outside because they're seem like a better choice for like sensor masks. The mask is pretty loud, so, and that's what we want in a gas station situation. It's like a whole station catches fire, catches a blaze on fire. Fire alarms, I believe, are from the 90s. Like sensor mask system. This is a sensor mask system that was installed in the 90s. The system was installed in the 90s, I believe. Your school's plays code frame. Ours plays on continuous. This is in that's in the wall. I don't want to test it yet. I don't want to test that. Raise that out of the wall. That way. It looks like it before we put in the brickwork. 3, 2, 1. Start button. That can trigger the pull. That can trigger the fire alarm. This is what I wanted to do in this case. Because the pump shut off is basically fire alarm. The fire alarm has always been like firelight-ish, firelight system sensor. I want something like this. And the BZ-10 I think is still used inside. Outside they replaced them because they were recalled. The ones inside I believe are still original. They're still original building. They're still original. They're still original. There's 3 fire alarms where you can pull. There are 2 at each entrance. There are 2 in each entrance for a reason. This system does continuous, which I think is better out here because of the fire alarms. Fire alarm's okay right here. Thankfully there's nothing behind here. Then outside the fire alarms are newer. They're a little newer with the BZ-12. I believe there's 2 pump shut-offs per side. BZ-12. Fire alarms. Go right behind the building to add our other fire alarms. Fire alarm number 1. And on that side, you can always kind of mount it a little higher. And then our other fire alarm, and we are complete with the fire alarm system. After we test it again, test the whole stations all out. Which means I'll have to go get the spawn going. I have to go grab the spawn. This is out here. I'm not going to put it at the building because that runs the gimbal and put it from a distance. That way. Now we'll test it. Fortune doesn't really run low sometimes. Your rating sometimes. So now we're gonna walk over and pull the fire alarm. Did the fire alarm just shut up? Let me go ahead and fix that. Because I think the BZ-10 to shut up the fire alarm. Let me just get those all out of here. We can't have a fire alarm that wants to shut up. that will shut up the whole system. We don't want it to shut up if there's a real fire. Because if it wants to shut up, that's bad. It's really bad. Because if a fire were to break out, you'd be screwed. And then the horns wouldn't notify you that there's a fire. And that, we are done with the Products building. We're going to call this gas station building. Grab our sign here. Because I always like this group. Now we're going to save the robots. We can just put very small on products. This one does have pizza. And 100. That's good. Very small Awesome Products. And with that, we are complete with the gas station. So this is it. 1 hour and 35 minutes of the gas station. We can go. Anyways, we are done. And I'll see you